clerk to the Edo State House of Assembly, the inaugurated members of the Edo State House of Assembly, the state chairman of the APC. The chairman, having investigated the crisis in the Edo State House of Assembly, we found out that there were two important points that are key to the heart of the matter. And these two important points, first, has to do with the leadership of the Edo State House of Assembly. All of the factions wanted to produce a speaker or the leadership of that house, and that created a crisis. Number two, Mr. Chairman, there was this issue of proclamation. In line with Section 105, Section 3 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, the governor of Edo State has the powers to issue proclamation. And he is supposed to issue immediately after he must have assumed office. Mr. Chairman, in the case of Edo State, the proclamation came 10 days after he took office. And when the proclamation was issued at the end of the day, the proclamation did not contain the time that the inauguration was supposed to take place. This created a confusion. Mr. Chairman, I have a copy of the proclamation letter of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is in both of proceedings of 11th of June 2019, which is here. It has indicated the time, the venue, and the date that the proclamation is supposed to take place. Mr. Chairman, I want to say that all of us members of the House of Assembly here were given 2 invitation cards so that we can be able to invite family members to be part of the inauguration. And it's also part of our rules that for you to come into the chamber, you must be well dressed and formally dressed as a honorable member. However, Mr. Chairman, when the proclamation did not come on time, the 19 members elect in the Edo State House of Assembly on 17th of June went to Golden Tulip Hotel and had a press conference. And after the press conference, shortly after the press conference, 4 of their members were allegedly abducted and were said to have to, they were taken to the Edo State House Assembly with 5 other members, making 9 before they were inaugurated. Now, Mr. Chairman, the lack of indication of this time created serious confusion in the sense that when the 19 people were doing press conference at 3 o'clock, inauguration, according to the clerk to the Edo State House of Assembly, inauguration of the State House Assembly also took place at 3 times. So you can see that majority of members were also at a press conference because they have not seen or heard about the press conference. And again, part of the rules, Mr. Chairman, is that once a proclamation is issued, members elect are entitled to know, get either text messages or through email or to phone calls or whatever, they should be aware. But these 19 members who had this press conference felt that they were not aware of the date of the inauguration, and that became a serious problem. And therefore, they were not part of the inauguration. Again, 2 members who were part of the 9 members that took the inauguration ceremony, that 17, their names are Barrister Eric Okaka and Mr. Uyi, who were part of the 9. Later, after they came out, they said, look, we were forced to be part of the inauguration. Because when we got the pictures of the inauguration, some of the members were in short knickers. Mr. Speaker, if a 24 House of Assembly members during inauguration and 1 will wear short knickers, and in the National Assembly we have 360 members, and all of us are formally dressed, it means somebody probably took this oath actually under duress, because you cannot, in the presence of your family members, friends, and colleagues of viewers, and to come to take an inauguration and you choose to come in a short knicker, it becomes a serious problem. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, we had also a copy of the proclamation that was made by the Edo State Governor. It was published in Vanguard 19th June, Wednesday 19th June 2019. This publication that contained the proclamation was supposed to take place on the 17th, but the publication came on the 19th. That means 2 days after the inauguration, which is supposed to be before the inauguration, at least telling members that inauguration is coming up on the 17th. But here the inauguration came 2 days after the publication, and we have copies of the publication in our possession. Mr. Chairman, we also felt that there was need for us to have peace in the Edo State House of Assembly. So all the documents that were given to us, which include the proclamation, the publications, and most of the parties also, all the parties went to court, and it created a problem. In summary, Mr. Chairman, we had our own recommendations, since the report is before us. And the recommendation of the committee is that one, that the governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, in the interest of peaceful coexistence of the state, issue a fresh proclamation within 1 week, in line with Section 105 of Section 3 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Mr. Chairman, I think you do not need to go further.
For bringing peace, sanity in Edo State Assembly. But however, Chairman, I want to comment on one that could may be on sound footing. May I say that we can order the clerk of Edo House to immediately, to forthwith, reconvene the House for all the members to take oath of office. Mr. Chairman, I'm saying this because Edo State is a conflict part of the federation. Colleagues, can we order? Chairman, there has been a proclamation that we found faulty. Can we declare it faulty? I'm afraid. Well, we know it's faulty. It's a thing for legality. But therefore, we can even say, urge the governor, strongly urge the governor to see that the House is reconvened forthwith, that the needful be done. The way it is cast, I'm afraid we may be interlopers. Mr. Chairman, sir, if you look at recommendation 3, it seems to cancel the rest, the cancel 2. It says that all members of the state, both those who have been inaugurated, agreeing that some have been inaugurated. And 2 says that all actions of 7th Assembly should be declared null and void. If you make any void, then 3 should be deleted, shouldn't come in. So 3 is not saying.
Rather than throwing out this one, I thought we should couch it in a better way, such that it can carry it out, because the clerk cannot convene the House if the governor does not give the order. And giving the order from the governor, there was a kind of it's clumsy, because it's not even giving the appropriate time. So it cannot be the clerk now that will convene the House. It has to be on the order of the governor, so that the proper proclamation could be done.
The question I asked, can the House of Reps declare that action of proclamation null and void? Do we have the power? Do we have the jurisdiction? Do we have the competence to say that what he did is null and void? My humble answer is no. But we can order them to reconvene the House if indeed. You see, if you think if you think, legally speaking, with the legal mind, if you think that provision is wrong, it's a matter for court to determine whether it's wrong or right. But I want us to avoid that long up and say, please, clerk, we can order clerk, reconvene the House. And when you reconvene the House, they do the needful. Okay, consider prayer 1 and prayer 2, that all prayer 2 says that members of the Assembly, both who have been inaugurated, will there be any inauguration without proclamation? That is their own report.
My colleagues, if their actions are not in line with constitutional matters, if they are in line with constitutional, where do you now get the order from? your powers from. So for me, I am with the committee, but it can be called again to say, pardon? It can be recalled. I'm very okay with the recommendation that it has to be the governor that will convene, not the clerk. Let us not give a recommendation to somebody that does not have the power. Constitutionally, it is the governor or the president that has the right to proclaim convening of any assembly. Thank you. Yes, sir.
As contained on page 5, page 5 says, in their interaction with the governor said he issued the proclamation according to the Constitution. And if I heard you right, sir, you said the proclamation is invalid based on the fact that it does not contain time. We are talking about Section 105 of our Constitution as amended. Sub 3, Mr. Chairman, says, subject to the provisions of this Constitution, the person elected as the governor of a state shall have power to issue a proclamation for the holding of the first session of the State House of Assembly concerned immediately after his being sworn in. It does not here specifically say the procedure, whether time, venue, or the code of dress. What we are saying here is, it's important that we look into the details of what happened for us not to get into some very serious litigation matter, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, you read the Constitution out of context. If by the time the proclamation was given, what time could you have been here for your inauguration? You know that in April proclamation, I want you to go through the various assemblies. There must be date, there must be time. This one is given. Please let us not waste our time on issues and no issues. Please, can we go for the constitution? Recommendation 1. Thank you. Recommendation 2. Recommendation 3. You have a point of order? Point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, my name is Uto Chukwu Memofi. Honorable members, and I represent the good people of Bahada West and all my other members on the federal constituency. Mr. Chairman, it is with great joy that I get up here today to actually talk about this matter. Mr. Chairman, the speed with which you are proceeding is not part of our culture. It's not part of our culture. Now, we have issues that we have not resolved. Now, I want to... Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now, a few of our colleagues, I would refer to Abota, who raised a very pertinent issue. Now, my point here is that we have a crisis at hand. Usually, we don't raise points of order. It's personal explanation. We can't raise the point of order here. Personal explanation. That's our rule. On this matter, yes, on this subject matter. Now, this borders on the legislature of a state. Now, so that, because we have two warring factions, so that we're not seen as a house to be supporting one against the other. Now, we see what we have here as a recommendation of the committee. Why don't we look at it holistically? The power to proclaim, for proclamation, rests squarely on the governor. So why would we do otherwise? Mr. Speaker, I think I stand here to adopt what Abonta has said so that we can expunge the number 2. If we're going to go with the other one, let it be so, Mr. Chairman. That's my submission.
Yeah, point of order, I want to say that first of all, the explanation is this. I still insist that the proclamation given by the governor is short of the time. date was given, and you heard from the presentation of the chairman of the committee that even though a publication order was given, the publication in the national dailies informing the members of the public was done 2 days after the inauguration. And I don't know how you are going to subject it. So for that matter, you are ruled out of order. Thank you. Recommendation 4. Recommendation 5. The question now is that the question now is that the recommendation stands part of the report of the House. Those in favor of it say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader.